Welcome back. Drowning is the fifth leading cause of unintentional deaths among all Americans, but African Americans are even more at risk. In some age groups, African Americans are 6 times more likely to drown than white or Hispanic Americans. Just a few weeks ago, 8 News anchor Joye was one of those adults who could not swim. The cameras were rolling as she took us on her journey to learn.
Come on, Joye, kick those legs up and down, kick.
I've always wanted to learn to swim.
Kick. Low breathing, kick.
But it's kind of like going to the gym. I needed some motivation. And what's pushing me today is the fact that cameras are rolling.
So you're doing it all by yourself.
Basics. You've got to crawl before you walk. And today, I have to float before I swim. To understand why it surprises some people when I tell them I cannot swim, let's take it back to my roots. I was born in Jamaica. My sister can help herself in the water. My mom cannot swim at all. And my dad, well, his brothers threw him off a cliff, and that's how he learned to swim. That approach wasn't going to work for me.
You ready for this?
So I signed up for lessons at the Y. My coach, Cami Ramo, oversees the Learn to Swim program here.
Keep going. Look at that.
She's so good. I was able to somewhat help myself within about 30 minutes.
Come on, Joye, keep swimming. Okay. But that's further than you went before.
My goal at the start of this, swim the entire length of the pool.
Are we doing it? We're doing it.
Keep in mind, this is just my first day, so I had some, shall I say, attachment issues.
Closer. Absolutely, I'm right here. See, I can touch you.
But after some coaxing,
Come on, all the way to the end. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
a major accomplishment on day 1.
Wonderful job.
And it brought me back to why I wanted to document my progress in the first place and hopefully encourage others to learn to swim. Many African Americans don't know how to swim because it's a generational thing. Their parents never swam, so the legacy unfortunately lives on. According to the CDC, drowning is the 6th leading cause of accidental deaths among Black adults, and my coach is helping to change that statistic.
We're going to do one jump from this end of the pool.
In down bottom?
Yeah, into the bottom. And then you're just going to start to swim that way.
How are you going to catch me?
Oh, I'm not going to catch you. You're just going to jump in, and you're going to push your hands down. It's going to push you up.
Yes, over the edge into the deep end.
1, 2, 3. 10.
Can I just sit and go or I need to jump?
No, I want you to jump. You can do this.
I was so afraid.
Reach in for my hand.
But with some laughs,
Whenever you're ready, tell me. Yeah!
I jumped in not once,
All right.
but 3 times. This was just day 1. So let's see what else she'll have me doing next week.
We could do a lot more in 3 more sessions based on your fabulous attitude and abilities.
And we are so proud of her. Next Tuesday, we will have part 2. Joye explains what she says are some of the economic reasons many African Americans never learn to swim and programs that can help. We'll have part 3 of her journey. That's in 2 weeks. Make sure you join us for those. Great job, Joye.
Welcome back. It's been headline news for weeks now. The drowning deaths of 2 Virginia State students in the Appomattox River. The tragedy reinforced an all too alarming statistic for African Americans. Those between 5 and 19 are 6 times more likely to drown than white or Hispanic Americans.
So why are some African Americans less likely to know how to swim? 8 News anchor Joye could not swim just a few weeks ago.
She took the cameras with her on her journey to learn. She also looks into the reason why so many African Americans don't know how to swim.
Okay, now long legs and kick.
1 week ago, I was here learning to swim for the first time.
Use kicking from the hips and the buttocks as the way, not bending the knees.
My coach thought I was pretty good at the end of that lesson, but today I'm worse than where I left off.
Little and fast is the way we teach. Little and fast legs.
It's like my body forgot the basics.
They go on your feet, and it just makes kicking a little bit easier, and it helps to strengthen your legs.
I'm one of many black adults who didn't learn to swim as a child, but I don't want to become a statistic. Look at this graph from the CDC. People in my age group are 2 times more likely to drown than white or Latino Americans. And for kids, that number is even worse. If you're between 5 and 19 and you're black, you're 6 times more likely to drown. As a news reporter, it's a tragic fact I see played out over and over again.
Now to another developing story. 2 men are still missing after they tried to cross the Appomattox River early this morning.
The search for 2 missing VSU students comes to an end.
A second body found after 2 VSU students disappeared in the Appomattox River over the weekend.
In 2010, 369 African Americans between 5 and 19 years old drowned.
Good, long legs, no bending.
So why is it that we don't swim? Why is it that I, like so many others, am just learning the basics as an adult? For some, it's a socioeconomic issue, growing up in neighborhoods where there's no access to safe pools. To combat this problem, places like the Y are pairing up with public schools, getting kids in the water early. In Richmond, it's called the Learn to Swim program, and there's a similar program in Chesterfield. I shopped for my bathing suit for this story at Disco Sports, a store that provided 300 bathing suits for children from Chesterfield who are learning to swim.
A lot of times the children in the lower socioeconomic areas don't have the facilities, so they don't have a place to swim, and therefore they don't learn to swim.
For others, it's more than just a financial issue. It's a cultural thing.
I started swim lessons here at ACAC, and it was not pretty.
Meet Lenora Mariner, a triathlete. It took her approaching the big 5-0 before she learned to swim.
There weren't any pools in the neighborhood, and none of my friends swam or any of our relatives, so my folks didn't know anything about giving us swimming lessons, so we never learned to swim.
I now have access to a pool, and I'm trying to break that generational inability to swim. But guess what? There are other issues I, like many other black women, face if we go swimming.
This is how I normally like to wear my hair, but when it gets wet, it's a whole other story. So coming up next week, I'm going to show you what my hair looks like when it gets wet and what it takes for me to transform it back to looking like this.
Thank you, Avajoy. And Avajoy's final segment airs next Tuesday at 5. There is much more information on our website. You can also check out her first story.
Welcome back. In the last year, there have been a number of high-profile drownings involving young African Americans here in Central Virginia, hammering home an alarming trend nationwide that many in the black community, for a variety of reasons, never learned to swim. Hoping her story will serve as an inspiration and possibly save a life, one of our own is taking the plunge.
Over the past 2 weeks, we have watched 8 News anchor Avajoy Burnett, as she says, take baby steps learning to swim.
In the final part of her series, Avajoy touches on an issue that keeps many women from the water.
In the beginning, whenever I got into the pool, I always had the security of shallow water.
We usually start down at the other end. But you're experienced now, so we're all good with this.
I've gotten much better, but like anything in life, you've got to practice.
All the way to the other end. Here we go.
I had to deliver on my promise to learn to swim, but there was a downside to getting into the water 2 days a week.
Come on, keep swimming.
My hair.
Keep swimming. Keep swimming. Awesome. Very good.
You see, many black women consider 2 things before they take a dip: money and time. So how much money are we talking about? We visited a local hair salon to find out.
Just a shampoo and style, like I said, it's about $45, so that could be about $90 a week.
Today, Moffat just happened to have a college swimmer sitting in her chair, and 2-a-day practices are tough.
It's just time consuming, especially since I'm not like a hair professional. So when I do something, it probably could take anywhere from around roughly 2 hours. And you don't always have that twice a day.
Chlorine can be very drying to your hair.
My sister is a hairstylist, and this is what my hair looks like when it's wet. To transform it, we have to blow dry, spritz, straighten, then curl, all to look like this. I had a misconception that all this twice a week would ruin my hair.
Your head's not going to be bald. Just make sure you follow those steps. Shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and you'll definitely be fine.
That process took about 46 minutes, but by myself it takes 2 hours. But 2 hours, 2 times a week will not be enough to keep me out of the pool. I am determined to make this a lifelong change. And today, with my coach on the sideline, I set out to do what I wanted to do from the get-go.
You can do it. You've got this.
Swim the entire length of the pool. I started in the deep end and kicked and stroked on. I knew this was it. I had to deliver.
Keep going.
I was so tired, but I completed my goal. When I finally made it, I broke down in tears. I was so grateful someone taught me this life-saving skill.
You did a great job, Joye.
And I hope my journey will encourage even just one person to learn to swim. Because one day, knowing how could save your life.
So wonderful.
All right.
We cheer for you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And those chants you guys heard in the background, they were actually second graders from the Learn to Swim program. And that really made me tear up a little bit because knowing that I had that support and anybody else out there who wants to go to swim, they have that support.
And you have completed your goal, but you're going to take this a step further and help others learn to swim.
Yes, in about 10 minutes. We're going to post a story on our website again so that you could watch it. But it will also be really interactive. We want to hear from you. We want to answer any questions that you might have. If you want for your kids to go learn to swim, I have some answers for you. If you want to learn to swim as an adult, I can help you out with that as well. So between 5:30 and 6 on our Facebook page, check me out and I'll do my best to help you out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joye. That's really inspiring.
Absolutely.
We'll teach you how to jump a little bit more aggressively into the water soon.
That's next time.
Absolutely.